Oh, wow, down there, who knows?
Oh, yeah. I bet you we've seen 35 Baptist churches.
We're on. Hello. We're talking about small Kentucky Baptist churches.
This one you floated a creek over the road.
Oh, man.
Then they have one running underneath their building.
A creek under the building? We did a church one time. We sang at a group. For those of you online, hello. We're talking about country churches that are way out, in the way out. But we used to do in rural Missouri. This was 90, 91, so it may not be the case anymore. We were at a church that literally you had to go to the outhouse, out back. That's how rural it was in the 90s. We were like, no way! And this was Missouri. So I don't know, and I forget now where it even was. But you had to go to the outhouse. This was 1990, so maybe. No, it would have been north. It would have been north and west somewhere from Kirksville. Great church. We just met so many great people. But maybe 35 years later or so now, they have it. But plumbing, I don't know. But they didn't in those days. Well, good evening. Hey, I've got to pass on a praise that I should have passed on Sunday. We got a call from Brian on Saturday, and Bill is doing great. They went to the cancer doctor on Friday. They think everything is in remission. The doctor, I put the quote into the prayer list. He's like, Bill, you're going to die of something. He said, but you're not going to die of this. He said, so don't be worrying about it. So they are praising that everything is doing so well. So a lot of praises, and they thank everybody for their prayers. So that is wonderful for Bill that we need to know. Keep praying for Debbie. She got the reports back on her liver, and it's kind of perhaps a COVID-induced kind of hepatitis. What was the exact phrase? An autoimmune hepatitis. They're going to treat it totally with medication. So that's the good news. Medications aren't the cheapest anymore. That's the bad news. Ellen should be, if you want to do something sneaky where she may not see you, you got to do it in the next 2 weeks or so, maybe 3. Because her full vision will be totally restored. So she'll see bigger and better than ever before. Doctor said, but she's continuing to get a lot of good reports from her eyes. So let's pray. Thank you for everybody. Hopefully people are finding us tonight. We did send word out. We're here at 6. We got a great crowd. And I was telling Charlene, 6 is a great time because we'll get home just in time for the Cardinals to start. And guess what? There's not even a game tonight, so I don't know. So that'll come in handy next week, maybe. It's not going to come in handy tonight. So car windows alert, it's starting to rain. So we knew it might be coming, so we could use some rain. So, all right. Well, it is great to see everybody. Okay, not sure what's happening here. I was getting all sorts of text messages from Denise, and I don't know why. All right, well, let's open up to our Psalms again tonight. Sunday, we'll be starting just a few. Has anybody ever heard of Tim Keller? And Tim Keller, I don't think he was ever a Southern Baptist, was he, Rebecca? I'm not even sure what his exact denomination would be. Always in cooperation with Southern Baptists. He just passed away over the summer and has probably been one of the premier writers in the last 20 or so years. And I've been kind of looking at some of one of his books I really want to get back into is answering a lot of tough questions. So for summer, it's always good to do something kind of creative. So we're going to spend the summer answering some tough questions. Why do good things happen to bad people? Why does there love? And these are questions that the culture might ask. So I know a lot of you are talking to different relatives and neighbors and people that you know, and always hearing, I'm always hearing they have interesting questions. Why do you guys say, we've talked about this a lot before, but why do you guys say there's only one way to heaven? Aren't all religions okay as long as you're being good? Why does a loving God even send people to hell? Why does a loving God allow suffering? How do I know, doesn't science say that God doesn't even exist anymore? How can we believe in God when we have all this scientific? So we're going to talk about some of those questions. So if you're faced with them, you know how to answer. And the more that we engage the world, these are the types of questions that people are going to have. So we'll have a lot of, I'll try to relate to some things that they asked in the Bible in Jesus' time. We'll be able to look in the Bible for answers and maybe pass along a few quotes from Tim Keller over the summer too. So I'm real excited about it. I think it'll be a good kind of thing. It's also a great opportunity for you to bring someone who may not be a Christian, who may have questions of their own, or to say, hey, check out this Facebook post. Pastor Ed answered a couple questions today. You might be interested in looking at it or seeing it. So we'll hopefully that'll be good for everybody to kind of see and look at and hear. And I'm excited. Bruce, we might bring the slides back once and for all. I found a thing that will convert Google Slides, Rebecca and Bruce, to PowerPoint. I think Google does it all on its own now. So that might be something too. We can see some things on the slide. So hopefully we'll get everybody tuning in this summer and coming out this summer. And that's going to be on just select Sundays. If there's Father's Day, I think we'll be doing something different. We have a VBS Day coming up there too. So we'll have a full schedule of what's kind of happening in the program this week. But on Wednesdays, we'll just continue to look at different Psalms. And we are on Psalm 20 tonight. We were at Psalm 22 Sunday morning, so I kind of carried that over. Psalm 20 tonight. And the opening question is this: what are you looking forward to the least in the coming week? Is there what are you looking forward to the least? And I've got to get my phone up and running. What's that?
Truck Day.
Truck Day. What is Truck Day?
When all our stuff comes in and we got to put it away.
So, truck for Hobby Lobby. So the truck, I was thinking, Rebecca's going to get a truck? Is that a good thing? The Hobby Lobby truck comes in and people have to unload it. It's going to be hot, getting them on the shelves. Okay, what else are we not looking forward to the least this week? Going to the dentist, okay. Can understand that one, okay. Anything else? What are you looking forward to the least this week? In the next week. Okay, that doctor there, yeah, doesn't sound like a fun one. Okay, a lot of different doctor visits. What else that people are not looking? Trend is online. Hello, Fred and Donna Buckley, Fred Chris, Rick Waller. So Trenda says doctor appointment. So these poor doctors, nobody likes them. I don't know why that would be. I'm trying to think. I'm just trying. The weather. Yeah, I've got to get the deck painted, stained or whatever, and it's going to be hot for that. Just trying to get the yard ready and everything. The day I least look forward to is already here, and that's turning the pool on and finding about all the problems that have developed since last year and not running for a whole year. So we get to find all that stuff out today and figure out how to get it working and all that kind of fun stuff. So hard work we don't look forward to. Health visits, doctor visits we don't look forward to. hot weather with all the kind of things coming on we don't look forward to. Our message, how do you get yourself ready for a challenging time? How do you psych yourself up? How do you, the night before truck day, how do you get ready for a big challenge? The night before the doctor, you've got to do something outside and it's hot. How do you get yourself ready for something that's tough and you know it's coming? Okay, this time tomorrow it will all be over, okay? How else do you get yourself ready to face a challenge? Psych yourself up, what's the word? Pump yourself up. Music, okay? Uh-huh. Prayer, that's why we're here. Okay, so praying, pump yourself up. Before I came here tonight, Denise showed me a little video of a band. I don't even know where they are. They thought it would be funny to start following people around with theme music. So if they saw somebody running, they'd all start running, and they'd play the Rocky theme song. People are walking through the park, they play the Pink Panther song and then hide. So maybe you can get your own personal pet band to follow you and to kind of give you, but that's what they were trying to do, is whenever they saw somebody to give them a little pep talk or a pep play, most people were like, what is going on? It looked like they were having fun. It was like a trombone, a couple of trumpets, drummers. The running one was the funniest because they all kept up with them too, and they were playing. So if you need a pep band, maybe that'd be a new trend that'll start. Prayer, just envisioning what it'll be like in the future. Of course, one of the things is with prayer is who we're praying and appealing to. If you look at Psalm 20, let's kind of look at what we have here. Psalm 20 is not written by David. It's one that actually this psalm it's a psalm of David. Excuse me. It could be written as they're going off into the war, as their king is leaving. I'm not sure if that's David himself. That's why for a moment I thought it wasn't by him. But they are going out to war. So if you can picture the scene, okay? Maybe you've seen a movie like that before, and you have to kind of take your mind back to what those days would have been like. They're all on what? Probably horses, chariots. Moms and kids are out there kissing husbands goodbye. You know, everybody's just kind of lined up and the people are gathering around. So this psalm was written to send people off for conflict. How do you prepare yourself for conflict? When you know you've got a conflicting or tough conversation or event, how do you pray again? Mary said, okay. Find the support people that can help you and be praying for you and maybe talk the situation through with somebody. Well, these guys are getting ready for conflict. So if you're reading at home, I'll read Psalm 20. Rick says hello, and Denise says nobody should be complaining on summer vacation. So if anybody's looking forward, she is enjoying summer already. So nobody should be complaining about it. There should be no tough things in summer vacation. Psalm 20, may the Lord answer you when you are in distress. May the name of God of Jacob protect you. May he send you help from the sanctuary and grant you support from Zion. May he remember all your sacrifices and accept your burnt offerings. May he give you the desire of your heart and make all your plans succeed. We will shout for joy when you are victorious, and will lift up our banners in the name of our God. May the Lord grant all your requests. Now I know that the Lord saves his anointed. He answers him from his holy heaven with the saving power of his right hand. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we trust in the name of the Lord our God. They are brought to their knees and fall, but we rise up and stand firm. O Lord, save the king and answer us when we call. And again, for the full effect of this is again a song. This is what they would have sang, my thought is repeatedly probably, as the people are leaving or getting ready to leave. And the big verse there that you may have heard, I've heard it a lot. Some trust in chariots, some trust in horses, but we trust in the name of the Lord our God. Now, in those days, the technological advance probably would have been those two things, horses and chariots. But if you were to fill in the blanks today, some trust in blank and others trust in blank. For the 21st century that we're in, what would be the equivalent of today for horses and chariots? Okay. Okay. So there's a lot more advanced weaponry, okay, that we could. What else do people put their trust in today that's technological? Money. Government. Computers, technology. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. By the way, one of the tough questions that I would love to talk about is AI. I'm going to look for a sermon written by a robot. It's out there already. And so, because I saw a thing that said, pastors, please don't use AI to write your sermons. I'm like, that's even happening? I don't even know how I would do that. But somewhere, somehow, not only are we trusting in computers, but computers are writing sermons just for you. The writer's strike, this is off topic a little bit, so for the TV shows, that's one of the things that owners of TV companies are saying is we can just get computers to write your favorite show. Is that kind of weird to anybody? Can computers write a TV show? Can computers write a sermon? Yeah. It's going to change the world, and it's changing the world fast. Some will put their trust in computers. And it's going to get weirder and scarier all the time. But we trust in the Lord. How can they be? What are words that show you the mood of the people? What is the mood of the people as they're sending their loved ones out to war? What is the mood of the people? Are they scared? Are they What word would you use for the mood as you look in Psalm 20?
To me, they seem like excited, all worked up and, ready to.
It doesn't. Yeah, there is kind of an energy to it. The word I find is confidence. Do you see any phrases there that would show confidence?
My Bible says, may there be shouts of joy when we hear the news of your victory. So they're already planning on it.
Yeah, we will shout for joy when you are victorious, verse 5. And we will lift up our banners in the name of our God. Now I know that the Lord saves his anointed. He answers prayer. He has this power of the saving right hand. All those things are confident. How could they be so confident? Okay. Okay. Their history with God, their past experience.
And if they feel like God is sending this forth and calling them to
Yeah.
do this, they're answering his call, therefore.
Okay. It's always tough to think in Old Testament terms, but, and we always have to kind of wrestle. That's another tough question. God ordains and calls armies to go forth, right, in the Old Testament and claim the promised land or to defeat that enemy. And God most often will give a promise, right, behind that. You know, I will grant you victory, but everybody, don't take plunder from the nation that did not belong to me. Don't leave. Yeah, there's always instructions. I will provide you the promised land. Go in and take it. Don't be afraid of anything. And the Israelites wandered around for 40 years. David, this particular thing, they are confident. Why are they confident? Because of what they're placing their confidence in. Do you see any person's name in here? There's only one verse I see where they're exalting a person. Okay. Okay, but that's the old history, the God of Jacob, the God of our ancestors. The only thing I find is in verse 9, Lord, save our King. What is their victory plan? We're going to go and basically the victory plan is, God, we're counting on you.
It says in verse 6, now this I know, the Lord gives victory to his anointed.
Yeah.
So that's what they're thinking.
We have chariots, we have horses, but that's not what's going to win this for us. We know you are going to win this for us. If our enemies come to our knees and fall, it's because of you, not because of anything we have or what we did. If our king is exalted and saved through this, it's not because he was talented or was a better fighter than anybody else. It was because you had your hand upon him. Okay? So please, God, I hope you remembered all our sacrifices, all the burnt offerings. We will shout for joy when you are victorious. What's a different word do you think you might expect there? We will shout for joy when we are victorious. They don't say that. When you are victorious. And we will lift up our banners in your name. May the Lord grant your requests. Okay? So everything is focused on God for assistance. And I think tonight, whatever things that we're facing, and we don't have control over what doctors do and don't do anyway, right? God, it's with your assistance that I go. When we have some hard work, God, we are counting on you to provide the energy and the means and the things necessary. A lot of times we get so caught up in our own planning and our own resources and our own abilities, we forget it's not by might, not by power, but by thy Spirit, says the Lord. It's him that's going to provide everything. So am I praying to him? Am I thinking about him? Am I giving credit to God? Am I even asking God for assistance? Or am I trying to, how many times have you had a conflict or a tough situation and you just plowed into it all on your own? Man, you just figured out what to do, and you may not have had chariots and horses, but you had a good idea in your head, and you had evidence that you looked up and everything, but you forgot to even ask God for help. And it's a very simple psalm that if you want to find assistance and if you want to find victory in over things, we have to ask for God's help. Yeah, Lanny, go ahead.
I think they find that throughout the whole Bible over and over and over.
Yeah, it's a theme all throughout the Bible.
He's a jealous God.
Yeah.
He told Gideon.
I am a jealous God. Yeah.
He wanted to cut it down.
Yeah.
He gets the victory no matter
What a great...
He sends him out to face a giant all by himself.
Yeah. Lanny said, look at the Bible for all the stories where if you would have looked at it from worldly eyes, David versus Goliath, nope. Gideon and a few against, the Midianites who were many, nope. Yeah, Yeah, talk about bands. We got a pet band marching around the walls of Jericho, and they're going to blow their trumpets and shout. There's no cannons. There's no whatever they would have used, ramming things or whatever, poles or what. No, it was just you're right, Lanny. Over and over and over, victory is the Lord's. Now my friend who sends me, he's not my friend, the gentleman that sends me these devotions says it's always great when you can look through history and see people relying on God. And he quoted this. I thought this was interesting, being a history teacher. It said, on February 11th, 1861, Abraham Lincoln addressed his neighbors in Springfield, Illinois, from the train depot before heading to his inauguration in Washington, D.C. So he's leaving to go to a different kind of thing. Knowing the country was on the edge of civil war, he was also aware of new threats that were on his life. They kept them all in a file, and they were hundreds upon hundreds. And it's astounding that Lincoln would still go all these places by himself. But Lincoln asked for their prayers. And he said, I now leave, not knowing when or whether ever I may return, with a task before me greater than which rested upon Washington himself. Without the assistance of the divine being, whoever attended him, I cannot cede. With that assistance, I cannot fail. Trusting in him who can go with me and remain with you and be everywhere for good, let us confidently hope that all will yet be well. To his care commending you, as I hope and your prayers will commend me, I bid you an affectionate farewell. Can you imagine a politician or a president talking like that today? I love this line. Yeah, without him, I will not succeed. But with his assistance, I cannot fail. I will trust in him who goes with me. How is it that you can say, I will trust in the God that goes with me?
Well, for one thing, whatever we're going through, we can't change it. Worrying about it, fretting about it, thinking about it, rolling it over, hassling it all. We can't change it. Only God can do that. So we have to trust him. Otherwise, it'd be stark raving crazy.
Okay. There's so many things we can't control, and trying to think we can control it will just stress us out even more. How else can we be confident that God is with us? Yeah.
For some people, it's experience.
Experiences.
Problems, and God has answered their difficulties and took care of whatever the problem was and worked it out for them. And, when God does that for you over and over and over, as Ellen and some of us others can testify, it's real hard for anybody to shake your faith that God's not going to be there.
Yeah. When you know God has been there before, it's hard to have somebody shake your faith, Beulah said. You know he'll be there again. Awesome. How else can we be confident?
The Bible gives us the confidence that gives us
Okay.
promises that over and over.
There's
Look at the people of faith, how they walked and how they struggled and how God delivered them. I mean, even amongst your family and friends, look what God did for them, or what God did for Margie, for Charlene, for you. I mean, he would do that for me. He has to love all of us. So,
Yeah. So I've seen this before, but I can't. How many different specific promises are there in the Bible? Has anybody ever had a little? I know you can buy a whole book. It's pretty thick. I mean, there are hundreds upon hundreds of different promises that are there in God's Word, and I can go forward trusting in God because of who He is. It's kind of what we talked about, I think, Sunday, just His holiness. There is none like Him. You know, there is no equal. There is no other. He is holy. He is mighty. But he's also good. When you put those two things together, you can put your faith in that. Yeah, Ellen. 3,573 different verses. So if you read one promise a day, you would not run out of promises until the next decade. Isn't that amazing? And every day promises anew and refreshing for you. Oh, yeah, Denise says she likes the new song. Have you heard the new song? He won't fail me now. He won't. He won't. I think that's the name of the song. He won't. Yeah, it's probably on 99.1. He won't. He never fails us. He will not let us down. He won't fail. I'll try to find a way to. Denise says there are 365 specific scriptures about not worrying. So one for every day of the year. You can just keep reading one and refresh it each day. Yeah, he is good. He is in control. We can ask him for assistance. Sky Jethani says there's two things to note about this. Number one, they don't call on the help of an individual leader. He says that's good news for us to kind of remember. Abraham Lincoln is not going over there and saying, I'm going to have all the answers. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing. Even Washington didn't face this. Here's what I do know. Without him, I will surely fail, but with him, I will succeed. And so if we're trying to put our hopes in a person, we're going to fail. Yeah, there was an interesting message that was sent out over the internet last night that I listened to late. And the Southern Baptist Convention is happening in a couple of weeks. And just by necessity, you know, you need a leader. There is a president. Brett Barber, our current president, is just wonderful, wonderful guy if you've not read about him or know about him. But at the same time, there was kind of a warning, hey, we're going to have this election, but let's make sure that we're not looking for this president to solve all of our problems. Let's make sure that we're not going to the convention just for the express purpose of. Those are things that we all have to do for logistics and to keep things running. But who is going to save and provide and lead our denomination? It's going to be him. And then so whenever all years get together, you would think that it would be obvious, but I thought that's an interesting thing. You know, how many times do we look for a person or an individual and we say, fix it, save it? And some individuals are eager to take on that challenge, and that's why we can pray for other leaders to be more like Abraham Lincoln and say, without it. And I think the other thing he said is, beware. He called it the power of a great nation, Beulah, and by that he meant technological power, which America, of course, has. You know, I don't think anybody has yet to surpass us. Those aren't the things that will make you a successful nation. It's if God wanted to, God, thank you, God, because if God really wanted to teach us a lesson, he could and would, right? No matter what our power and things might be, that is not more powerful than God himself. God is the one, not our military, and we pray for our military, and we blessings on our military. But Lanny, you've been in the military, you know, we're praying. No atheists in foxholes, right? Because we know we need a God behind us to do. That's not where any power is. It's in God himself. And yeah.
Over my lifetime, my life went like this.
Yeah.
Veering off the path. He's never moved.
Yeah.
Right? He follows wherever I go.
Yeah. Lanny said, here's how I have faith. I can go all over the place. God never moves. I think we said that Sunday too. He is the same today, yesterday, and forever. That's why you can depend on him. That's why we want his assistance. That's why our nation, our lives, the only way we will truly prosper is because of him. So just some things to kind of keep in mind there from Psalm number 20 once again from David. Donna Buckley knew that song, Denise. She says, I really like that song. For those of you who don't know it, I'll find a way to post it on Facebook. And you can listen. Does everybody have access to Facebook? You can listen to it tonight, and you might go, oh, yeah. It's a lot. I think this name of the song is called He. Maybe we can sing that here, Bruce, one Sunday. If you can see it. Bruce can come up with a song in a moment's notice, right, Bruce? He's like, what? I don't know the name of it. I think the name of it is called He Won't. It's a different structured kind of song. But if I find it, I'll play it on Facebook for you tonight when we're done. So, okay, Sunday we'll be starting to ask tough questions, and that will hopefully help us kind of be ready and to answer it for ourselves and to think about how to engage our culture and our friends or those. Invite somebody to come, and we'll try to find a way for it to be encouraging for all of us too. For every tough question, there is an answer that comes with a blessing. Okay? And we'll talk about that as well. All right. So thank you very much. And Bruce, Bruce is going like this.
Yes. Is it by a group called Firm Foundation?
It could be.
I found it.
Bruce found it by Firm Foundation. So.
Just do a Google search and you'll find it.
Okay. Oh, I just got a call I just got something from Jeff Hale. He said, please keep Sharon in prayer. She goes for a colonoscopy and endoscope tomorrow. So we got to keep our friend Sharon in our prayers. So let me text him back and say, thank you. We are praying right now. So please, everybody online, remember our friend. Okay. Please pray for Sharon Hale. Please pray for Sharon. And we'll by there and say hi. Pray for her on the way home. So, all right. Thank you, everybody online. Thank you.